Hello, my name is Sander Joon. I am the director of Sierra. I come from Estonia and I'm happy to be in competition in Primanima. Sierra is based on the relationship with my father, and it's most importantly, it's based on the animation that my father made in the 80s. He made short puppet animation on film in the 80s. And the whole Sierra script is revolving around the same theme of rally sports. And while writing the story for the film, I made it more personal, and finally it became about the relationship with my father, where I a little bit felt like maybe he was expecting something from me as his child, like maybe I would maybe proceed in his steps as becoming like a car mechanic, but instead I became an animator. And there is this connection that he used to do animation, but he doesn't anymore. And I like how this story started to evolve around this. So that's the main idea behind the story. So Sierra visuals are mainly inspired from the 80s rally graphics. So because the graphics in the rally around that time was like really bold and really colorful. I guess it was mainly because they were advertising some like cigarettes and alcohol or something like this, but the graphics of them were really nicely visual, and also the car brands and everything, like I don't know, like the design style was really graphical back then. At the moment it has become like more messy. So for the visuals for the film, like I started around this. The first thing I designed was the car, the rally car, and it started to grow from there, and then the whole film became this really graphical world. And another inspiration are these Matisse's cut-out flowers, which are in the garden of where the mother is placed. And yeah, like these two things together started to work quite well. Like the main idea was that there is this gentle side of mother and this really rough side of father and cars. So I blended these things together in this kind of certain way. And yeah, that's how the process was for that. Yeah, the sound design for this film is super important, especially because the visual style is pretty, I wouldn't say basic, but it's like minimalistic in a way. And when we added the sound to the film, then it became like an actual real and rich world. And the collaboration with Mattis Rei started for me with my previous film, Sounds Good. There he came in as a sound mixer, like he did the final mix for the film, but also he fixed some of the sound effects and everything, so he got the sense what I was going for. So when I was looking for a sound designer for Sierra, then I also was sure that he's the right guy to do it, because he already understood the sensibility, and he had done some actually live action films where he had to concentrate on the car sounds and everything. So yeah, it was like a perfect match, and I like his approach to sound design as well. He really gets into the idea and tries to figure out what's needed to support the story. And about the music, the composer is Misha Panfilov. His music is great. It's super. You should listen to it. He's giving out 4 albums every year, and everything he does is very good. And there was this specific album called Helimaagia, which I was listening to while writing Sierra. And when you listen maybe these two musics together, Sierra's music and Helimaagia, then you can find some similarities. And I also connected to a little bit to Sven Grünberg's music from maybe something like Klaabu or something. And then I was really inspired by this sort of sensibility, because we had this 80s visual style, and I also wanted to have some sort of 80s music style, and my father's animation is also from 80s, so everything is from 80s. So yeah, the whole sensibility of the film had to be something like this. So I'm really happy how the sound came out, and I'm happy that everyone who collaborated really got the idea of the film as well. So yeah. Yeah, it does definitely feel different actually. Like it's it is important, especially with this film. It was like the most important part was that the local audience would like it as well, because here in Estonia we I have a feeling that the locals know that we have this nice animation tradition, but it's often hidden away somehow, or it goes traveling to international festivals, which we are really happy about. But I'm happy that Sierra has had a chance to be screened to local audiences. And we have been going to like smaller cities as well after Tartu, and the reactions have been really super nice. And we have like gone together with the film, because it has been the only film that is shown at the screening. So it's been a kind of an experiment how it will be received, and it has been received really nicely. So we are especially happy with the reactions from Estonia.